Good morning. Welcome to the Closers Cafe. Thursday morning, November 13th. Got a settlement this afternoon, another one tomorrow, and picked up two new listings yesterday from what I've been sharing on these live streams all week long, which is a three-step process with your existing homeowners in your CRM, 3 steps with existing homeowners in your CRM, an email, a text, and then a follow-up email to create more conversations. And in this case, more listing contracts and therefore more closings, which is what the Closers Cafe is all about. Conversations, contracts, and closings. So I love it. This doesn't always happen, but I love when in real life, this turns into opportunity. So on Monday's live stream, I talked about and answered the question that came from the weekend. How do I pitch my 7-day stress-free home sale? So we talked about that on Monday. On Tuesday, I shared the 3-step follow-up process or monthly home value strategy, monthly home value update strategy that you can use with the existing homeowners in your database, an email to get them to look at their seller dashboard, a bump text, a little text to get more of them to go and look, and then a follow-up email to send to those who went and looked at their seller dashboard. And so far this month, okay, I actually did this. Monday or Tuesday morning, my initial email went out while I was live on the live stream here, which you can check out the replays at Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube. While I was live here, I did the bump text. We had a bunch of conversations. And then yesterday morning, we sent the follow-up email live on the session here. If you want that entire 3-step process, you can go and join the free Skool community, my free Skool community. It's Leads, Listings, and Leverage is the name of the community. The link is in the description, depending on where you're watching this live stream. You can go and join that for free. And then if you go to Classroom under Listings, why don't I just show what I'm talking about here? Let me just show you what that looks like because I want to show something else that was absolutely fire from yesterday. So the Skool community looks like this. We have a growing number of members. I forget, how do I get the about page? This is what, if you haven't joined yet, I think this is what you'll see. You'll join for free, and then you'll go to Classroom and go to Listings, and then the iList monthly home value update emails. This is the sequence that I've been using all week. Okay, this is a full marketing plan that you can deploy. It's a 3-step plan. You can use it every single month with all of the homeowners in your CRM, that are actively at least subscribed by email, to turn them from, just contacts in your database into more conversations and potentially listing appointments. So the 2 listings that I picked up since the live stream yesterday from step 3 of this process, actually, I think both of these, I don't know. If I'm being honest, I don't know that step 3 was the ultimate reason why they sort of raised their hand and were ready to go. But regardless, both of them replied by email. One of them I picked up through email. One of them, we also had a text conversation about the next best steps, which, by the way, for those of you that are wondering, I have a settlement later. And I haven't done my workout yet, which is why I look the way I look. I will clean myself up for settlement. I'll shave. I won't be wearing a hat, etc. But for these live streams, we work with what we've got. Okay, we work with what we've got at the time here. Probably going to be a shorter live stream this morning because I need to get my my workout in. It's deadlift day. Thursday is deadlift day for me, so I got to do that. I'll get shaved, cleaned up, and then head out for the afternoon. For settlement on, and I can unpack that one for those who are interested. When you use this process, you're providing valuable, interesting information, and you're you're potentially creating conversations with your existing database. Okay. Now, does this 3-step process turn into 2 listings every month for me? No, it doesn't. But done consistently every month for a year, these 2 listings would make, I think, 5 or 6 transactions from this specific marketing plan used, recycled every single month. This specific plan, an email for them to check out their updated home value, a bump text to get more of them to look at it, and then a follow-up email pretty much asking, what has you curious or interested in your value. Rather than me just, talk about how these occurred, let me bring up, what? They both did actually come from the step 3 email that I sent yesterday, which was, what did you think, David? They both actually came from that. So this is great. I didn't realize that that's why. So the email that I sent yesterday, live on the live stream, okay? I sent this live to all of the people, and there was about 100 people from my initial email that went and looked at their seller dashboard. I sent this, it's this script, this email template. Where is it? It's right here. This one right here. I mix them up. So I have 3 different variations of these. And so I just cycle them through. So each of them are used once a quarter. Okay. So last month I sent this email as a follow-up. This month I sent this email. And this is why I called this the money step of the process, because this is where most of the money is found. And unfortunately, most people won't fully execute all of the steps here. And so they'll miss the opportunities that they created with steps 1 and 2. So both of these, both David and Jamie, replied to that email. I'm using this new AI tool that I get with EXP, and it's like, I don't know, it's confusing me. I have to get used to it. It's doing these flagging and so forth. But anyway, she initially replied by email, and then she replied in text in bold trail. So this started with an email, her replying to the, what did you think? What did you think of the values for street address in your seller dashboard? P.S. Any interest in exploring any of the offer options? She replied there, and then it moved to text. David replied right in here. Okay, and I got more replies too. In fact, a couple of them I need to follow up on. Where is David's? Right here. So again, what did you think of the values for in your seller dashboard, David? And then we went back and forth. He wants to list it at 210. I had told him, he had asked me, what would you list it for? And I said, I'd probably want to go with 200. He wants to go with 210. I'm good with that. I think I can sell it for 210. Now, this is great. You should swipe and deploy this. You should use this immediately, and you should use it every month. I'm giving it to you. To completely execute on this, I would recommend that you check out fastcashoffers.ai. That is the tool that I use. That's my white label version of a tool from iList Tech. And that's what I use for the seller dashboard. You can get a 30-day free trial, and you can, there's no contracts or commitments, long-term contracts or anything like that. I would check that out. Now, if you can still use this strategy, if you don't have that, you'll just have to get creative on how to execute this. Okay. So you might have to, maybe you have a built-in tool with whatever your website or all-in-one platform has. There might be something like that built in that can give them a value. You'd have to get creative. Okay. This is the fastcashoffers.ai platform is a shortcut to make all of that happen. And there's lots of other ways that you can use that tool to get more listings and sell more homes. But that's what, that's the tool that I use to provide the seller dashboard for that. So you can check all of that out. You can get a free trial. If you need help We offer a demo and onboarding, etc. For all of that. For those who are interested, you can check that out. And again, you can join this free Skool community, leads, listings, leverage. The link is in the description. If you're watching on the live stream on YouTube or on Facebook, and if you're not, if you're watching on TikTok, you can go over, check that out. Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube. You can check that out there. You can join that for free. I would also, when you join this free Skool community, I would also highly recommend you check out yesterday's replay because it was fire. My mastermind from yesterday was, and this isn't just me talking, this was the folks that were there, said that it was phenomenal. You can check out the replay, a cheat sheet. I put together a great resource with 13, I think it's more than that actually, with 13 plus ways to find great deals to use as bait to put together more deals with real estate investors. There's a full video demo of leaddeck.ai in there as well, and you can check out all of that for free if you missed it yesterday, or if you want to set a look, etc. So you can go and check that out in the free Skool community. All right, a couple of things that I'm going to knock out before I wrap up a little bit earlier than normal today, because I still got to get my workout in. I gotta shower and shave and all of that for settlement this afternoon. I'm going to share I missed this yesterday. I skipped this yesterday, but a process that I did on Monday and Tuesday, which is my social posting strategy to generate more leads. And I'm going to do a curated list today. And I'm going to give you all a process that you can use for free today to generate more real estate leads. So I'm going to share that in a minute. But before I do that, I want to dig into a strategy that literally it had not occurred to me yesterday, until yesterday. Another way that you can use the leaddeck.ai, which you can create a free account and get 100 free credits. Free credits equals free leads. Leaddeck.ai, leaddeck.ai. You can go create a free account there. And here's another way that occurred to me yesterday to use the tool. So I'm going to log into my account, and one of the listings, David, his property is a turnkey rental property. It's a turnkey rental property. It's got tenants there. They're good payers. It's in good condition. It's literally just, perfect for a landlord, turnkey. And one of the ways that I am going to market his property is by reaching out to all of the active landlords, the active landlord buyers in the city that this property is in. How am I going to do that? With leaddeck.ai, easy for me to say, leaddeck.ai. I log in, I go to new buyer target. And you may have to hit the refresh button when you're on this. I don't know why. We're working on the fix for that. But you go to new buyer target. And this property is in Hanover, PA, which is not a very, it's not a very densely populated area. Let's see here. Population, just because I'm curious. Population of Hanover, PA. 16,000 people. The whopping population in Hanover, PA of 16,000 people. Okay, so I'm sharing that just for some context here. So I put in the city, and I want the active landlord buyers. The active landlord buyers. These are absentee owners. Absentee owners, meaning that they own properties that is not their primary residence, at least 5 of them, and have purchased at least one of them in the last 3 years. Okay. And we've got 4 different buckets in here: active landlord buyers, cash buyers, multifamily investors, and vacant land buyers. And in fact, before I get to showing you how to generate free leads with your social posts, which I'm going to, that's next up on my list to share. I'm also going to do this process with some vacant land that I have listed that we just haven't had the amount of activity that I would like. Anyway, for this is David. He's got a turnkey rental property. I go into this tool. I select the city in my state. You can also search by zip code, or I could search the entire county if you're in a very, like a rural county area. And I'm going to check the lead count. 73. There are 73 active landlord buyers in Hanover, PA. Why is that important? Because when I list David's turnkey rental property, turnkey investment property, I'm not just going to put it in the MLS and put a sign up, though I'm going to do those things. I am going to proactively do everything possible to get the property sold. I'm going to reverse prospect all of the real estate agents that have clients that this property fits their criteria. And I am going to reach out to all 73 of these active landlord buyers in Hanover to see if they're looking for a property to add to their portfolio. LeadDeck.ai. So many great ways you can use this tool. Now I've got a buildable lot that's been listed for a little while. It's an interesting situation. Side-by-side lots. They are the owners are brother and sister. They inherited them from mom and dad. I listed them both. We sold one of them. One of them we already sold. We had settlement last Tuesday, maybe. The other one hasn't sold yet. We've had some activity. I thought we were going to get offers, and it just hasn't sold. So am I just going to wait around and hope that it gets sold? Nope. I'm going to be proactive and do everything I can for my client to help her get it sold. And very transparently, my motivation for this is, I'd like to get paid on it as well. And I pride myself in not having any expired listings. This is a buildable lot where I was able to, through strategic proposal strategy, it's a buildable lot for $110,000, but my listing side commission is, it's $7,500. Okay. I know we're not supposed to talk about commissions, but I was able to negotiate that. How was I able to negotiate that? You can see an example of how I did that, how I was able to get that in the doc that I've been teasing this document a few times this week. You'll probably have to shoot me a DM or text me at 717-571-0456 for, where is that doc? For, oh my goodness, where is it in here? Loom proposal. There we go. So I have this document here with examples of how I use Loom videos and PDF proposals that I use AI to create from those Loom videos to make proposals to sellers. And one of the examples in here is the proposal I made to Don and Pam for their 2 buildable lots, and how I justified a pretty, in percentages, I essentially justified a 7.5% listing commission. And you can see how in there. Anyway, that wasn't even the point of what I was sharing here. What I'm going to use LeadDeck.ai for is I'm going to pop in the zip code where this buildable lot is. I'm going to switch to vacant land buyers, and I'm going to check the lead count. And I've got 45 vacant land buyers in that zip code. What am I going to do with that information? Well, I'm going to reach out to every single one of those. Not today, because I have a busy rest of the day. Or actually, I might use my cold outbound engine. I might use automation to text and email all of these potential buyers and drip it out one at a time. So I actually, maybe I will do that today while I'm out. I'll schedule that out before I head out and go. But I'm just trying to demonstrate to you so many incredible ways to use this tool, this app that my buddy and I have built. He's built it with my direction and feedback, etc., to help me, play off-market matchmaker, to create your own deal flow out of thin air, to proactively create your deal flow. And so yesterday's workshop, which again, you can check out the replay in our free Skool community, was all around this three-step process. Anyway, okay. So LeadDeck.ai, check that out. And free account, you can create a free account. You get free credits, which you can use to get free leads, basically. All right. Now we're going to pivot. We're going to pivot a little bit. If you're watching on TikTok, you're definitely going to want to come on over to Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube. Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube, because I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to share a process. And I'm going to go big screen here. I'm going to share a process that I've shared a number of times here for strategically posting organically on Facebook, on Nextdoor, and Google, your Google business profile, to generate free leads. Earlier this week, what did I post earlier this week? On Monday, I think I posted about a home that we recently sold. No, on Monday, I posted a property that we had just gone under contract. I had found the investor buyer by using leaddeck.ai. I found the investor buyer for a bank-owned property. He's buying it cash. We're settling on the 25th of this month. Yay. That's fun. So that's what I posted on Monday about that. And actually, let me just show you the posts. So I posted Monday, this post right here. Okay. This was Monday's post. This was Tuesday's post. Yesterday was busy. I had the free workshop at 11 that I did, which you can check out the replay in the Skool community. So I didn't get to make my organic post yesterday. I'm not perfect. I mean, what are you going to do? But we're not going to drop the ball today. Here's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to use Bold Trail, and you can just use whatever you have, even if it's just directly your MLS. Okay. So don't get lost in the exact, the tools and the exact way that I'm doing this. I want you to understand the strategy and then figure out for yourself how you can replicate this in your own business. Okay. So I'm going to use Bold Trail to curate a list, and I could use whatever I want for this, but my focus and my energy and time and dollars as far as marketing goes, I am allocating almost 100% of that to working with more investor clients. It's repeat business. It's predictable. I can create my own lead flow. So I'm going to curate a list that would be that investor clients, real estate investors would be interested in. Now, there might also be retail buyers that are interested in this list. And that's fine too. But I'm walking you through the logic and the strategy here. So in Bold Trail, I'm going to go to Lead Engine. And I'm going to build out an IDX squeeze page that I'm going to use for this posting strategy. And I'm going to build a list. I'm choosing the counties that I prefer to work. I'm going to build this out for the entire 717 area because I work, essentially the entire 717 area. So I'm going to build this out for all of them. It'll also make it a more interesting and robust list. More properties on the list, basically. I don't know why I used that word. Okay, so there's 8 counties that make up the 717 area code. And for those of you that don't know, I'm in central Pennsylvania. Oh, this is actually great because this is a good way to remind you all, if you have any clients in the 717 area, they're relocating here, or they're whatever, they have friends and family here that are moving. 717 area code. It's the Lancaster, Lebanon, Harrisburg, Hershey, Hummelstown, Carlisle, Mechanicsburg, Perry County, York County, Gettysburg. We cover all of that. My team here. So if you have any referrals, shoot them my way. You can text me 717-571-0456. So I'm building out this list in this entire county. I'm not you can do this however you want. Maybe you're in a very densely populated area and you just want it to be one specific city or even one specific zip code. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm just giving you a framework that you can use in whatever way you see fit. Okay. Listing type. I'm going to choose condos, single family, and townhouse. Okay, so like residential properties essentially. And then options. I am going to choose, I can't remember, is it bank owned? No, foreclosures. Foreclosures is the options. Now, in Bold Trail, there are options for newly built or fixer upper. Fixer upper is one, I'm going to say this publicly here so I don't forget. I'm going to do this same strategy next week, but I'll choose fixer uppers in that scenario. Okay. You can do 55 plus. What else is on here? Golf course properties, horse properties, pool properties. Probably don't want to do pool properties this time of year, but that's a great one for, spring and early summer. What else do we have? Price reduced properties. We've got short sales, lease to own, seller financing. There's lots of great options that I can use here. But for this one, I'm just going to hit up, I'm going for the bank owned foreclosures. All right. And source, I'm just going to call this organic. It doesn't really matter. It's just so I know any leads that are generated through this was from organic posting, meaning not paid advertising. Hashtags, I'm going to call this hashtag 717 foreclosure list. That's just so I know. That's so I know that when someone opts in from this IDX squeeze page, it tags them that, which means they were looking at the 717 foreclosure list. I'm going to leave this as is. I'm going to leave this to default, and then I'm going to say generate link. And now I've got this link here that will produce this curated list that after someone looks at a property, it will prompt them to create a free account. That's how I generate a lead with this strategy. Now, I also am I have a special little website script installed that it captures more leads, which you should absolutely check out. If you're driving any kind of traffic to any kind of pages, whether it's free or paid, you absolutely need to check out in the Skool community, my free Skool community. Go to the July 30th replay, the July 30th mastermind replay under replays, and check that out, because you can capture, you can turn 15 to 25% more of the traffic that are going to your pages into leads in your CRM, in your, in your database. Okay. It's really, really valuable. Okay. So this is my list here. It says 32 results. And so that's 32 bank-owned foreclosures on this list. So how am I going to then, how am I going to market this? So the first thing I need to do, I'm going to zoom out. Okay, I'm zooming out on my page here. I need to hide this little thingamajig, and I'm going to take a screenshot of the grid of properties here. So I'm screenshotting this grid of properties. That's going to be the media that I'm going to use with this post. And this is a step that I had been dropping the ball on. I hadn't been doing this step in the process because I've been sharing this posting strategy, this organic posting strategy pretty frequently on these lives. But I've been dropping the ball on this, which is you've got this media here. And first of all, actually, no, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share this to my phone. I'm going to airdrop it to my phone. Okay. And I'll show why. If you haven't seen me do this, this is important. Okay. So I'm going to airdrop it to my phone. It's taking a while. Why isn't it airdropping? I might have to email it to myself, which is annoying, but that may be okay. I'm not going to wait for this. I don't know why it's taking forever, but when I am not able to airdrop, I just email myself something like this. Okay. I mean, there might be a better, more succinct way of doing it, but I don't know. So let me go full screen here so you can see what I'm doing. By the way, can I get some love? If this is good, if you've gotten any value from this live stream so far, can you give me some love? Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel, turn on the notifications, all that good stuff. Drop a comment. I keep forgetting to do this, but I would love to hear or see in the comments a win from yesterday or the last 24 hours, and what action are you going to commit to today to generate more opportunities for your business? Maybe it's this sharing strategy that I'm going through. So give me some love, drop some comments. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm waiting for the message to download so I can get the image, so I'm going to edit the image to be able to send better and more signals to Google and through Nextdoor and Facebook on Meta that, you know, who this is relevant for. Okay, who this is relevant for. So I've got the image here. I'm going to, whoops, I need to download it. There we go. I need to save the image. Okay, so now I've got the image on my phone. So I go and I pull up the image on my phone. And then I'm going to hit, and I would assume this is the way you do this on Android is similar, but I don't know because I'm not an Android user. I hit the I button and I'm going to add a location. Now, I'm doing a pretty big geographic area here. So the location I'm going to use, let me think this through. The location I'm going to use for this one is, I'm just going to use Harrisburg, which is kind of like, that's like in the center of this area. So I'm going to use Harrisburg. You want to make it as relevant to what the post is as possible. For example, on Monday, the property, this post that I shared on Monday, that I posted on Monday, this is a specific property. So the location for that one was that actual address, right? So just make it relevant to whatever you're posting is my point, okay? There's no right or wrong answer, just whatever, okay? Now I'm going to add a caption. Bank-owned foreclosure REO properties, homes for sale, Central PA 717, Cumberland, Perry, York, Lebanon, Lancaster, Adams, Franklin, Dauphin. So that was me just talking to text, adding a bunch of keywords to the caption. And no matter what, Dauphin County, D-A-U-P-H-I-N, no matter how I try to pronounce it in talk to text, it always thinks I'm saying dolphin. Anyway. So now I've got my image, I've got captions there, and I've got a location. Why is that important? That it's just more signals to the different algorithms. Is that the right word? Algorithms? I think that's right. That it increases the likelihood of us getting more organic traffic, basically. Okay. So I reshared that here on my laptop, and I'm going to name this. Let me share my screen now because we're back to this. I'm going to name this. Where did it go? Where did it go? The Finder. Here we go. I'm going to name this foreclosures bank-owned properties, homes for sale, Central PA. I'm not going to stuff a whole bunch others in there. All right. So now I've got that. So now I'm going to go here. And I'm just going to build this fresh. I'm going to hit post. I'm going to grab from downloads. There's my download. That's the one that I edited. I'm going to drop a location or drop a pin. I'm going to drop this as Harrisburg. Okay, because that matches the geotag in the image. And then the caption, right? What are we going to put with this? So this is where I am going to copy and paste a little bit here to save myself some time. So I'm going to go over here, and what I'm going to copy and paste is just this part of my post. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste that in, and I'm going to change up. I'm just going to do my hashtags fresh. Bank-owned homes, foreclosures, real estate agent, buyer's agent, realtor, homes for sale, realty, Central PA, Harrisburg, PA, Mechanicsburg, PA, Carlisle, PA, whatever. I'm going to leave it at that. Now, what's the actual, like, what's the meat to this, right? What that's what'll make or break this, and get actual results, get actual people to look at the post and then go and click the link so that they can become a lead. All right, so I haven't been doing a good job of this, but I'm going to include some emojis in here. I'm gonna use a stop sign emoji. I'm gonna paste that, and then I'm gonna put a home. Why isn't the fixer upper one? There we go. The fixer upper house. And I want an arrow. And you know what? I'm going to use a resource that I created that I often forget about. It also gives me another good reason to tell you if you want this, what I'm about to share with you, this resource I'm about to share with you, DM me or text me 717-571-0456. It is I don't even know what it's called. Let me see here. I'm going to grab this call while I look for that. Hello, this is Josh.
Hi, Josh. This is Stacy calling from the Bank of Landisburg. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I had a message to call you yesterday, so I didn't get to it. So I thought I'd give you a call this morning. You had questions about manufacturing?
Yeah. So I have one specific client right now, but we're having more and more of these folks come up, and we've been using, in some cases, 21st Mortgage, American Home Finance, American Manufactured Home Finance. And then another agent reminded me yesterday that you guys do those as well. And so I wanted to A, connect, and B, get an idea of what terms, typically look like for those.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Are these for mobile homes like in a park?
Yes.
Or on land?
Yeah, in a park.
Okay. So I will tell you, Cumberland County, we get a lot of phone calls for Cumberland County.
Okay.
The only thing with that is, in order for us to do a mobile home loan in a park in Cumberland County, the mobile home park owner has to sign a landlord's waiver.
Okay.
Which basically says that if for whatever reason that we would have to repossess the mobile home, but the Bank of Landisburg would not be responsible for any back lot rent, fee, anything like that, damages.
Gotcha.
Anything like that.
Okay.
We have found that, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I came across any mobile home park owners that will sign that waiver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, like I said, we get a lot of phone calls, but
most of what we've been doing is in Dauphin and Lancaster County. I don't know if that matters. Most of the ones where we're looking at and have folks interested.
Okay. Well, we don't do Lancaster County.
Okay.
I will tell you, Dauphin County, I know, like in Halifax area, I believe we've done up in that area. And again, it depends on the park owner.
Right.
So,
right.
It would kind of be like, if you find one, give us a call.
Okay.
Or ask them up front if they'll sign, if they say they will or they want to see it.
Okay.
You can always send them a copy. So
perfect.
We have some that say yes, they'll sign it, but then when we get it back, they have all these drawn out.
Yeah.
They're like, they're not, and it can't be altered in any way.
Yep.
So
all good.
Yeah.
All good. Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling back and for the info, and we'll keep it in mind in the case that somebody's looking for other options.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's fine.
Thanks, Stacy.
You have a great day.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I wasn't sure what that was. I thought it might be a possible client. You never know. I mean, I don't know if there's any value in sharing that conversation, but it is what it is. All right. This is a document. I don't know how old this document is, but it's my Facebook ad copy variations cheat sheet. Now, this is not an ad. We're not running an ad, but I can still use this for ideas or a shortcut to post this. So this is the variation that I'm going to use. I'm going to say, where are we going? Where am I? There we go. Get instant, or no, I'm going to say, check out all available bank-owned parentheses foreclosures for sale in the 717 area. And I'll put, what the, I don't know what that was. I'm still figuring out the TikTok live streaming. Hashtag Central PA. So check out all available bank-owned foreclosures in parentheses for sale in the 717 area, and then parentheses Central PA, available right now. Go to, and then I'm going to go back here. I'm just going to use the short link here. Okay, the short link. Whoop, right here. For instant access. And let me think here. I want to have some other call to action. Let's see here. There are 32 available at this time, with more coming each day. I want some other way to get maybe some direct inbound requests. I could use AI maybe to get some ideas there. Let me see. If you'd like a private VIP, no. Oh, this is great. This is great live content here. Me thinking about what else to add as a transition with this. So check out all available bank-owned parentheses foreclosures for sale in the 717 area right now. Go to for instant access. There are 32 available at this time, with more coming each day. We have helped several investor clients purchase bank-owned foreclosures recently. So if you'd like to chat, go ahead and email or text me at the contact info below. I don't know. That's not great, if I'm being honest, but off the cuff, that's what I came up with. We have helped several real estate investor clients purchase bank-owned properties recently, comma. So if you'd like to chat, go ahead and email or text me at the contact info below. The reason why I read these out loud is I find that if I don't read them out loud, whether it's an email or a post like this, I have grammatical errors because I'm typing, I'm moving fast, we're on here, and I tend to make mistakes or whatever, but I find that if I read it out loud, I find those mistakes before I actually hit send. Okay. I have the post. Okay. So that took me longer than, maybe it needed to, but we're talking about generating free leads using organic social media. So, I mean, there's time or money. You either spend time or money to generate new opportunities. And if you're watching the TikTok live and you want to see my screen, just go over to Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube. Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube. So I copied that. I'm going to make that post on Nextdoor, and then I'm going to bring up. Now I've done the hard part. I've done the hard part. I've created the, the content for the post. So I go to Facebook. I'm going to switch to using Facebook as my business page. Switch to using Facebook as my business page. I'm going to use the same image and literally just paste the content in here. And I have to do this every time to I don't know, to highlight the hashtags. I got to go through this rigmarole, which is worth it. It's whatever. So I'm literally just going through and highlighting the hashtags that I have selected here. For the folks just hopping on, I don't always look this terrible, but just because of my schedule today, once the live stream's wrapped up, I'm going to do my workout. It's deadlift day. Thursdays are deadlift days, and then I got to shave and shower and get ready for a walkthrough and a settlement this afternoon. And I've got some calls and things in between that as well, in case you were wondering. So I'm gonna go next on that. I'm gonna go next on that, and I'm gonna post that. And then I'm going to post on my Google business profile. And then the last thing I'll do to get the organic juice, I'll do from my phone. I'm gonna pull up my Google business profile. I think that's what we're still calling it nowadays. And so I pulled that up. We're gonna go posts. Add post, same image. I'm going to paste in the same description, but I've got to make some edits. You can't have links. You can't have phone numbers. You can't have emails in these Google business profile posts. It's not that well, it's just you have to do it a different way. So I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to choose button. Learn more, and paste that link there. And then I'm going to change the call to action to match so that people, if they go and look at this post, that they know what to do, right? We need to tell people what to do next. Just tap learn more below for instant access. Okay, I'm going to post that. So we're good there. And now the last step. Now I'm going to, I wasn't sharing. Golly, I forget. Okay, well, you couldn't see what I was doing there. My apologies. But let me show you the last step in the process here. Let me show you the last step in the process. So the last step to get organic juice here is I'm going to go to the Facebook app on my phone. I'm going to make sure I'm in my personal profile. And you can see here, my post is showing up already. I'm going to hit share. And then I'm going to choose group. And now I'm going to share this post into groups in my area, which will spike organic eyeballs. It will get more people to look at my post and therefore more people to click the link and therefore more people in my database who are most likely investors, maybe not, but interested, looking for bank-owned properties. So you can select up to 10 groups to share with this. I'm going to select 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When you get to 10, it says you've reached your limit. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to say, I'm going to put a couple more emojis here. I'm going to do the eyeball emojis. And then I'm going to do the fixer-upper home emoji. Not all of these are fixer-uppers, but and the down, the pointing down. Okay, so that's what that looks like. I'm going to put those emojis there. And then I'm going to hit share now. And one last thing I'm going to do, this doesn't really matter a whole lot, but I'm going to go back to, I'm still on my app here. I'm going to go back to my using it as my page. Make sure I've got it. Yep. using it as my page, and I'm going to share it on my page. Actually, this is a useful tip I'm going to share. Okay, so pay attention here, because I didn't even know this until I don't remember. I don't remember exactly when I was made aware of this or I realized this. But when you share on your story, okay, when you share on your story, I wouldn't do this all the time, okay, but you can. When you share to your story, watch this. I'm going to hit share, okay, share your story, okay, and if I hit this thing up here, the square smiley face, okay, I get these options. I go link, okay, I go link. Oh, there you go. Now you can see it. I paste in the URL from my post, and I can add a call to action. Tap here for instant access. Boom. Now, it's hard to see that, but it's there. Tap here for instant access. I'm going to, and when you tap on it, it's not really popping. So if you tap on it, oh, there we go. Now it's popping a little bit. Tap here for instant access. Share. Little extra strategy for you on a Thursday morning. I got to plug in my the phone I'm using to TikTok live stream. Oh boy, geez, sorry about that. Okay, so shared that. What else we got? I'm gonna call Mursky. I think, man, we might be just about done. Do you want me to call a seller? You want me to call this is a homeowner in my database that's been in there for a while, that engaged and replied to the 3-step plan that I've been sharing all week, that I talked about at the beginning of this live stream, that has turned into 2 new listings for me. Give me a thumbs up if you want me to call Dale. Give me a thumbs up if you want to call Dale. I'm going to wait here. I need some thumbs ups. Give me a thumbs up if you want me to call Dale. Come on, people. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like, subscribe, etc. Nobody wants me to call Dale? Would that be useful? I'm going to call Dale anyway. Let's see here. Oh, Spencer, thank you. Somebody gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. Here's Dale. I've talked to Dale a couple of times over the last probably year and a half. Is that Dale? Oh, voicemail.
You leave your name, number, and a brief message, I shall get back to you. However, if you're selling something, I'm really not interested.
That's a great voicemail. If you're selling something, I'm not interested. Dale, hey, it's Josh Schoenly with EXP. We were going back and forth a little bit the last couple of days about the updated automated value on your property. And I think we've had this conversation before, but that's pulling the tax record data. And that is not, the improvements that you've made that we've talked about are not reflected in that number. So I was just calling to reiterate that, and also to see where you're at with everything. And if you are still thinking about, I think the last time we talked, you were talking about, we're thinking about selling late winter, early spring. Let me know. This is my direct cell phone. It's 717-571-0456. Thanks, Dale. You never know, right? You never know what'll happen with Dale there. But that was a conversation. That started from, and in fact, instead of me talking about it, let me show you exactly what that looked like. So do I have to hold on? I don't know what happened to my screen share. There we go. Let me pull up. There we go. Let me pull up Dale, my contact record with Dale. These conversations, contracts, closings. That's what the Closers Cafe is about. So just kind of demonstrate, we need more people to have conversations with. The more conversations we have, the more closings we have. We need more contacts in our database so that we can have more conversations, so that we can write more contracts and close more deals. How about that? Let's see here. He really looked at his dashboard a lot. Oh, this is a follow-up to yesterday. He said did not get it. So he got the bump text. The bump text is, hey Dale, we sent you an email this morning with an updated computer generated value for your property at street address. Just making sure you got it. Thanks. He said did not get it. I said, yeah, that's weird. Did you check your spam or junk folder? Let me double check what email we sent it to. And then I said, again, this is another text from me. Is this the best email for you? He said, no, my email is. So this is one of the 3 reasons why we send the bump text if we can. The 3 reasons are, number 1, it gets more people to go and find your email in their inbox. Okay. Number 2, if the email is in the spam or junk folder, it gets more, you can tell them to go find it. So even more people go and find it and click the link. And number 3, if we have the wrong email or not a good email, we get better data. The better data we have, the more likely they are to then get our upcoming messages. And then the more likely are to, have a conversation and see how we can, if we can help, how we can help, and when. If, how, and when. That was a quick masterclass for you. Got it. Just updated that and resent the email to you. If you still don't see it, sometimes they land in the spam junk folder. Still thinking about selling late winter or early spring. So I did ask him that question, through the text. He didn't reply to that. All he said was, the last thing he said was, got it, but the info is 15 years old. I said, yep, I totally get that. The info is based on tax record data, and that's what the tax record data has. So I'm going to follow up with him. And I have notes from him. Oh, I talked to him a year and a couple of months ago. So last September. And at that time, I think he was thinking about selling this past spring, but whatever, never came to fruition. Okay, I've got to wrap it up here because it's deadlift day. So I'm going to go do some deadlifts. And then I'm going to shave and shower and get ready I have a couple of calls this afternoon. I need to record some demo videos for LeadDeck.ai, some specific use cases for LeadDeck.ai, and then walk through and closing on a 2-unit. This is a 2-unit that I sold off market to an investor that my client is Steve. I've now sold his buildable vacant land. We're closing on his 2-unit today. He's looking at, how many acres is it? I can't remember how many acres, but a big parcel of land tomorrow that he's pretty confident he's going to want to write an offer on tomorrow night. And he has referred me another client. And I did not know Steve before July 30th. I did not know Steve before July 30th. And it is what? August, September, October, November, mid-November. In 3.5 months after today, I will have closed 2 transactions, gotten a referral, and potentially writing on another transaction from one client that is one of the inspirations as to why we built LeadDeck.ai, to make it easier for all of you watching to create relationships with people like Steve, who will turn into multiple transaction opportunities if you take action and implement specifically, what you'll find in this replay from yesterday. If you missed it, you can join the free Skool community. The link is in the description with this video. The Skool community is Leads, Listings, Leverage. Join the community, go to Classroom, and check out the replay from yesterday's mastermind. My 3-step plan for closing 50 deals in 2026 with no ad spend. 3-step plan for closing 50 deals in 2026 with no ad spend. Check that out. And then if you want to partner with me to get help in implementing that plan, there are 2 ways you can partner with me, or 2 plans, or two sort of paths that you can go down to partner with me. And I would love to chat with you about that. You can text me 717-571-0456. Regardless, you should absolutely check out the replay and the cheat sheet and the resource with the 13 plus ways. I don't remember how many are in there, but it's definitely way more than 13. Great ways to find deals in your market to use as bait. And there's some other resources in there as well. So check that out. Check that out. Do me a huge favor. Do me a huge favor. If you got anything from this live stream, or you're liking these sessions, will you please do me a huge favor? Give it a like, give me a thumbs up, and make sure, especially if you're watching on Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube, please subscribe and turn on the notifications. Pretty please, and thank you. I will be on again live tomorrow morning before my 11 a.m. settlement, day, back-to-back settlements. That never a bad thing, right? Always a good thing. I will be back on live tomorrow morning. I would love to get some Q&A. I would love to hear from you. What are you struggling with? What do you need help with right now? And do a session more focused on that. So if you've got something that you're struggling with, or you would like help with, or you have a question about that I might dig into, please DM me, or you can comment. And I check the comments on whatever platform you may be watching on, or you can just text me. Text me at 717-571-0456 to see, to share what you need help with, what you got going on, and how I can help. Thank you so much for spending some time with me this morning. Take action, implement, use the resources and the strategies and the things that I shared here to build out your pipeline, to get more opportunities coming into your pipeline, specifically to generate more contacts, more leads in your database, so that you can have more conversations, so that you can write more contracts, and ultimately have more closings like I've got this afternoon and tomorrow morning. Thank you. Take care, and talk soon, hopefully.